Right, welcome back, and continuing with our discussions, and we have with us over the phone Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister, and the Secretary General of the Arab Investors Union. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Your Excellency, we are speaking today about the TICAD 8, which is taking place in Tunisia, and is putting together more than 30 heads of states and governments, and our partners for developments. Among them, definitely is Japan, the United Nations, and the African Union Commission. How far is how far do we need such a conference at this very particular time?
I see it's a very good development of an African initiative after all, because during the presidency of Egypt, our President Fattah al-Sisi to the African Union, he talked about this initiative to ask the wealthy countries with money surplus to come and invest in Africa, because Africa flow of money, it goes much more to the developed countries, much more than it receives money. Africa is saying it's debt, Africa is saying it imports invoice, and it does not receive enough money to cover this. So Japan, China, and the European Union, the three of them, one after the other, agreed to the Egyptian and the chairman of the African Union initiative to invest in Africa with our experience, of course, and with finance coming from Japan, TICAD, or the European Union and China. China is going ahead also in this concern. And our president was invited to join the TICAD summit. It was in Tokyo a few years ago, and he, as a matter of very good activity, the president went to Tokyo that time twice in that month. Once for the G20, and the other was for the TICAD. TICAD is a good result for a sort of cooperation between the highly developed countries and the developing countries. In our history, we have tried these efforts several times, and sometimes it gives good results, and sometimes the whole world is not keen enough to let their own problems and come to solve our problems. So we have to continue knocking the door, going here and there, and I think this meeting in Tunisia is a good development for such an effort.
Your Excellency, we're not knocking the door. They are coming to our doors. So we're speaking here about Japan, which is the main contributor to this important conference, working side by side on boosting high-level political dialogue, because we're speaking about 30 heads of states and governments from the African leaders, with the partners of development regarding economic growth. So we're speaking here about a kind of win-win situation between both sides. How is that important, particularly if we are speaking at the backdrops of serious crises that are occurring and have their own repercussions on the whole world economies?
You are absolutely right. And a good negotiator must have in mind to end the negotiations with win-win, zero-sum game, like we described it. And of course, we want the investor who comes to our country to win, to gain money, because he is creating jobs for us, using our material, making a lot of exports, producing what we need in our local market also. But I meant by knocking the door that we have to do homework, because the money flow it comes whenever you do your homework. Bureaucracy and banking system, it needs a lot of reach the standard of good banking system and many other things. Transport in our African continent is not what we aim. Our maritime ports are not ready to receive big ships. So many things we have to do, and this is what I meant by knocking the door, because investor has no time to wait for a bureaucratic decision or the bank to release his money and this and that.
Right. Your Excellency, Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, we thank you so much for being with us over the phone. And I guess now we have to go live into the second session of the TCAD. So